Hello everyone, my name is Ivan Sambo and I'm a financial education content creator for young people, for students who are focused on creating financial goals themselves, who want to achieve financial freedom, who want to understand the investment world, the saving world, the budgeting, or how basically to be a proactive, holistic citizen of this country. On this channel, we talk about everything finance, everything about money, everything about adulting in order to ensure that we all become the best of ourselves. Today, on today's video, we are going to be having a genuine conversation about this notion or this narrative of saying, I really do not have enough to save, I don't have enough to invest. Because I seen when I was reflecting throughout this year that's the one thing that every time I have a conversation with young people pops up, that I do not have enough money to save, I do not have enough money to invest. And I wanted to have a pure general conversation about this because one thing about me is that I live in a world where interaction is so much important, that I interact with students, with fellow students, with fellow young people, young professional. I interact with them because I want to understand how they perceive the financial world, how they perceive investing and saving and budgeting from their point of view. And to a large degree, growing up, I also understood that yes, some people may not have enough to save. But it wasn't until I had a conversation with one student from CPUT who told me that he relied on NSFAS, which is 1.5 every single month. But because back home, her mother is a single parent raising two kids, they don't have enough money. And the social grant is also not enough. So he has to take some portion of his NSFAS allowance and send it back home. But at the same time, he told me that he's saving towards having 3,000 Rand end of the year so he can buy himself a good phone. And I was like, how is that possible? Because you're saying you're sending between 500 Rand to 700 Rand each month back home, and as far as you get it for 9 months per year for the duration of the year. How is that possible? How are you gonna even to reach 3,000 Rand with that budget? For me, you don't look as if you have enough to reach that goal of yours of having that 3,000 Rand to buy this phone that you want for yourself. And the student said to me that actually, he said he quoted my own words from one of my tweets. But for me, sometimes I tweet something, but it does not get stuck in my mind. And sometimes when you speak to people, you don't remember everything you tweet out. So he said to me, I will remind you of your own tweets that starting small is always the best. And I was like, okay, explain to me how you're starting small. And he broke down his monthly budgeting for me. He said, and from 1,500 Rand he earns from NSFAS, he sends around 500 to 700 Rand back home, depending on how bad things are back home, or if they're not bad, sometimes doesn't send money at all. But he has a minimum obligation of putting aside 150 Rand each month to put it aside on buying this phone end of the year. At the same time, because he has a machine to cut hair, he also, whatever he earns from that, put 30% of it into that saving to reach that goal of buying that phone. And he said, the main aim for me was not whether I would reach the goal or not, but it was to start the journey to get there and to start as small as possible for my situation and my circumstances. And those words resonated with me so hard. I was like, really, that's the truth. That's the honest truth about finances. That's the honest truth about investing in general. And every single time when I ask him, because you once texted me that you want to get into Easy Equity, how are you doing that too? Because you asked me how does Easy Equity work and all of that. I said, I'm not putting much into Easy Equity, but I'm putting 50 Rand, 30 Rand. I'm putting 100 Rand if I have a lot. I'm putting 200 Rand if I had not much. The main aim for me is not to put a large portion because I know I cannot, but I know if also I kickstart the process now with the little I have, in the long run, it will be a lot. And also he came back again to the same thing I tweeted, and he said, You remember your tweet about Capitec? And I said, yeah, I tweeted a lot about Capitec. Which one? And he said, the one about Capitec in 2005. And he said to me, just imagine if the Capitec story is correct today. In 2005, Capitec shares were 20 Rand per share. In 2020, it's almost 1,400. It started in the beginning of the year of 1,000, but somehow now it's 1,400. But it said something about 1,400. He said to me, just imagine now the 50 rands I'm putting there, the 20 rand I'm putting there sometimes when I have spare 20 rands, the 300 rand I'm putting there when I spare 300 rand. Imagine in 15 years from now, how much money that will be for me. Because I started early and I started small. And I will grow as situation allows me to. And that was profound to me, that young people are seeing finances in that aspect. And that's what really resonates with me. And that's what makes me love what I'm doing. It makes me love this journey of sharing financial education with you. Because this young student from CPUT shared that, and I was like, truly, this notion of saying I don't have enough, I don't save enough, is something that we just use because we don't want to start the process. What really is enough? How do you define enough? Because 10 Rand is enough, 20 Rand is enough to kickstart the process to move forward. Because the second you start, that's just it. The starting is the most important thing to do. And here's a student dedicated to buying himself a brand new phone, saying, I want to buy myself a brand new phone and it costs 3,000 Rand, and I'm going to save that 3,000 Rand for this year from my NSFAS, from cutting people's head, and I'm going to just save enough to buy that phone. And I'm going to invest 10 Rand, 30 Rand, 20 Rand, 200 Rand, whatever spare amount I have, I put it on easy equity because I don't know who's the next Capitec. I don't know which company I'm investing in that in the next 15 years will be the next Capitec that will give me so much wealth. That's a student doing that. Literally, his portfolio on easy equity, the value of it is just 1,300 Rand. That's the value of his portfolio, but that is pride and joy. That is his pride and joy. He is saving to buy himself a brand new phone while also supporting his family back home. Mind blowing for me. Like literally, we need, like literally, I cannot emphasize even more. And that's why I was amazed. That's why we need to absorb as much content as possible. We need to learn as much as possible. We need to put all the information out there so that we can know. And that's why we have people like Fin Me Up University, which are offering online courses that can teach financial education, how to structure a business plan, how to understand cryptocurrencies, all of that. Fin Me Up University has it. And if you use my unique code, which is Ivan Sambo, IVYN, you got 50% discount on all their online courses. Like literally, YouTube channel like mine, they are available with such content. Go to Twitter, there are financial gurus who are giving such content, making it easier to invest, making it understandable without even so much money needed. Literally not even so much money needed. So that's why this is one of my 2 last videos for this year, and I just wanted to come in and have a genuine conversation with you guys. Like literally, this notion that I don't have enough to save is literally debunked. Young students who are living off NSFAS, which is 1,500 Rand, they're having small goals. They are starting the process. They have a long-term view. They don't think about tomorrow. They're not thinking about next month, 6 months from now. They're thinking about 5 years from now. Listen, he's using Capitec as an example. Capitec in 2005, it was 20 Rand. Now he's sitting at thousands per share. And now he's saying, if I'm putting 5 Rand in this particular company now, I'm putting 10 Rand, 30 Rand, 100 Rand now. Imagine in 50 years. That's a long-term view of wealth. And that's a student doing that. Guys, what we are doing is helping each other. It's helping each other. So please do ensure you subscribe. Share your story with me. Share your story with me on the comment section. Let's have a conversation about it. Literally, let's end the year about such conversation, about such topic. Let's end this year about those. In the comment, how even if you're saving 5 rand per month, putting 10 rand per month in your easy equity, tell me how much you're putting there. What was your saving goal? Let's share those stories in the comment section. I will literally reply to everyone and we'll have a conversation right there, because I think it's really is important to end this year on such stories. Because this notion of saying I don't have enough to save, I don't have enough to invest, debunked, debunked, debunked. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I am Ivan Sambo, and this is my second last video of this year 2020. I will be posting the last one a week before the end of the year. But thank you so much, guys, and it's the last time here on Rest. We're moving to a new Rest next year. I don't know how it's gonna look like, but thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the support. I truly appreciate it.